So today, what I'm going to do is create a test. And in this test, what I want to do is make a document that has a copy of the PDF that I have on my desktop. Okay, so the first thing, of course, is that you would just go to classwork. I want to create, hey, maybe I want to create an assignment for them to use. You can title it whatever. Test number one. Maybe I want to create something. Maybe I want to create a Google Doc. What's going to happen is it's going to create it. I'm going to give it a name. So once it loads, I'm going to call it test number one. All right, so now here's my space, and what I need to do next is find my PDF. So depending on where your PDF is, when mine's on the desktop here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up. Now, I'm going to open it with preview. If you've got Adobe or you double click and it opens it up, it's fine. So once it opens, here it is, and I might need to make it a little smaller so that I can see. Here's the whole page. What I want to do is use the Command Shift 4, and you'll notice that my mouse changed from a pointer to a like crosshair. And so what I would do is highlight what I want it to do, or take a picture of, click, and you'll notice that on mine, now it depends on the different ones. This is a screenshot. It actually goes to my desktop. Here in a second that will disappear. So I'm going to go ahead and exit this picture, the PDF. I'm back at my Google Doc. And so I need to find that screenshot, and it automatically puts it on your desktop. So here are screenshots, and mine has like a little folder which it automatically puts them in. But if yours just comes up, it'll say screenshot, and then all you got to do is pick it up and drop it in. And now every person that gets this file can actually see this. Now, they truly can't write on this because it is a picture. And if you need to change the size of it, once you click it, you can make it smaller if you need to, or if you only wanted to take a portion of this. So notice here, I took the whole piece, right? The whole page. But what if I actually just wanted a line in this? I'm going to go back here. Again, if you just double click, maybe I only wanted this first line here. Okay, so Command Shift 4 at the same time. And if it doesn't happen, just try it again and it'll work. And notice that I only want this section from the +1 and the +1 down. And notice here it is. So I've got what I want. Click X. I'm still going to keep this one. Hit return a couple of times. And so now I've got some space to work with. Now all I do is go find my screenshot. It'll be the first one. You'll see it pop up on your screen. And I'm just going to drag it in here somewheres and drop it. You'll notice it's here. Way too big for me maybe. And I want to make it a lot smaller. And I just drag. If I need to add some space, notice I clicked on the picture above a right arrow and then hit return. Notice my picture moves down. If I click at the end of the photo, hit return, I might say, what does the next line look like? And so the student actually could go 2, and then he may come over here and put, hey, that's going to be 3, and that's going to be 4, and that's going to be 5, and so forth. So he could actually type here or write a whole sentence. So again, this is something that you could do just by using Command Shift 4 and embed that into a document. Once it's done, I can actually just go ahead and hit X. Remember, this is the document. It takes me back over to Classroom, and I might say here, answer the questions. Oh, I misspelled that. And the Google Doc. And remember, we haven't finished yet, and because there's one important thing that we need to do. Students can view file. We want to change that to make a copy for each student. So make sure you do that. Notice that we can see the stuff inside it. And then when I hit assign, my students now all have a copy of this. And so what would happen is, and I'm going to let this finish loading. Okay, it's finished. I'm going to go back to the stream. Notice here, Jeff Coots posted new assignment test 1. If I click that, here's the student work. Okay, here's the instructions. So if I want to see if the instructions look the way I want them to do, fine. Notice this student has not started the work yet. So if I go up, and I'm going to try this very quickly, I'm going to go to classroom because what I'm doing is logging in. And when that student logs in to their work, so here's his class, he sees his new assignment. He goes over here. Here's the student template for that piece of work. And notice it says student user because it's his name, test 1. He can now go back in here. Oh, yeah. 2 plus 4 is 6, great. 2 plus 5 is 7, great. 8 and so forth. He clicks turn in because he needs to turn his work in. Again, I jumped into that, turn in. What I'm going to do is jump back over here while that's loading. Click instructions, just give it a few seconds. Because here in a moment, okay, great, he's turned it in. And I'm just going to refresh this page. This student's work should now be turned in. And we can see his work here. And so I can go here. I can look at his work. Give it a second to pop up because of internet. And I'm just going to scroll down a little bit, and you'll notice there's the 6, 7, 8 that he typed. Okay? And again, you can give him a grade here if you want. Maybe he got an 80. Okay? And so we just go ahead that, and notice this. And if we go back now to test 1, and notice he's got an 80, and I can actually see all my kids' grades here and then transfer them to Infinite Campus or a piece of paper. Or do it however you want. Okay, but that's up to you. Hopefully this will be helpful to you. I know I jumped back and forth. So this was the student view. And if I hit refresh here, notice he can turn it back in. So he can take it back out if he wants to. Here's the teacher view. Again, if I click just test 1, I'm back to the main page. Okay. So again, hopefully that's helpful. If you need some more with that,